What's up, YouTube? So, I'm gonna really show you how I do my goddess locks with the triangle parts. As of right now, she does have her hair blown out as well. Right now, I'm just putting it up so I can start parting and have everything out of the way. Y'all, and I just want to warn y'all, I am OCD about my parting. So, I have to really make sure that everything is as straight as possible. Like I I have to have straight parts. Like that is mandatory for me. So yeah, so right now I'm just parting a back row and then I'm gonna put that other part up out of the way. I like to start my triangle parting from the center of her head to make sure that I have an even triangle. That's just me. I've changed my lighting to make sure y'all can see it as good as possible. But I like to start from the center of the head at the back to make sure that my triangles come out pretty much perfect. And after that, I can just start wherever. But my first one is always from the center of the head. Once again, OCD about my part. And I'm trying to make sure that the parts are thick enough so I'm not having too little hair in the actual parting. That's why I keep going back on both sides to make sure that it's to my standards of thickness. Next, we're going to take my good old handy dandy for our braiders. You know that this is life, and if you don't have it in your life, you need to get it. But the shine jam is everything, y'all. So I just like to take a little and put that on the roots. That way they're sleek. Then I just take my braiding hair and I just add it in. I'm going to really show y'all on another part like how I split it in half. But I like to take the hair and hold. And as I braid down, I separate her hair into my hands for the 3 parts. If that makes any sense. I'm going to try and show y'all on another part so you can really see what I'm doing. But I like for her hair to be in each part of the actual braiding hair as well. So I separate her hair in 3 as I braid it in, and I already have the weave in 3 parts when I add it to her hair. And then for my goddess locks, I like to braid it down to the last part of her hair. I'm not going to stay in the frame. Sorry about that, y'all. But I'll be able to show y'all in another part. But I like to braid it all the way down to the end of her hair. So when I'm wrapping, I don't have to worry about her hair possibly coming out or anything like that. So for every client, I braid the braid hair down to the end of their hair. So right here, it's a better angle, so y'all be able to really get to see what I'm doing. How those parts look so good. I'm just going to twist that out of the way. Go to the good old Shine Jam. And then I separate her hair in each part of the braid hair. Once again, I just braid it down to the end of her hair. And y'all, I'm doing this in real time, and that way y'all can really see like what I do or whatever. I didn't want to speed anything up so y'all can get the full idea of how I do my goddess locks. Now I do jump from part to part, so I wouldn't be taking long showing y'all what part. Me OCD with these parts, y'all. But yeah, I didn't want to speed it up so y'all couldn't miss like how things go in real time. And so everything is actual time, and I didn't speed anything up. I didn't slow anything down. Yeah, I'm so extra. But I am a neat freak, and if I don't like it, I'm going to take it down and redo it. I am so serious about my work. If you're going to walk around and say, I did your hair, I promise you will not regret it, and it's going to look like it's supposed to. Here I go showing y'all the 3 partings and how I added into the hair. Into her hair, I'm sorry. And I break her hair up into 3 parts like I have the weave. So as I go through the braid, I separate her hair as well. And then I just continue to braid down. But yes, y'all, I take pride in my work, and I want it to look good and neat. I feel like you are my walking billboard, so it has to be on point and it has to look good. Now I'm just putting another U in her head. That way I can start the next row for braids. And y'all, look how I'm chewing that gum. Oh my God. That gum must have been real good. Right here, I'm just checking to see if I made the part thick enough. Trying to see if I need to add any more hair to it or if everything was thick enough and, her rolls would be pretty much the same size. And I'm going to just continue to repeat my process of parting, adding my shine jam, and braiding down. And yeah, I'm sorry about my arm getting in the way. I didn't realize that my arm was up that high. So yeah, I can't really see how I'm braiding, but I'm happy I have other shots of, so that y'all can see what I was doing. But it's just the same process, just adding the hair in and braiding it down. But I do apologize about my arm being in front of the camera. So right here, I'm about to start showing y'all how I wrap. And I like to separate the hair so that it's not so thick and bulky. I like to kind of thin it out so that when I'm wrapping, it'll wrap around smooth. And I like to take half of it, I leave half at the top, and I wrap the rest around that part. That way it won't loosen at the root. And I hold the braid itself with my thumb and my pointer finger, and I wrap it with my middle and my ring finger, as you can see. And I hold it with my thumb and pointer. That way, as I'm wrapping, once I speed up, it doesn't start to flip. Because anybody know if the hair starts to flip, then the wrap will loosen up. It wouldn't stay tight because the hair was rolling as you were wrapping. So it keeps it in the same spot for me so that it won't loosen. And sorry I got out of frame again, y'all, but I'm gonna fix it. That way you can see how I wrap down. And once I get to the bottom, if I don't want to continue to wrap downward, I start to wrap back up. Well, I always wrap back up the back up the twist itself to seal the end of the lock. Well, you can kind of see it a little bit right here, but you'll be able to see it better the next one that I wrap. And excuse me, y'all look so rough. And sorry about the lighting. I didn't know my count. Not my count. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so tired and it's late. I didn't know my lamp was washing the picture out. So I apologize about that as well. Once again, I leave half of it folded at the top and I begin to wrap around. I hold the braid itself with my thumb and my pointer finger, and I wrap with my middle and my ring finger. And as y'all can see, I'm starting to wrap back up the lock itself. That way I can seal the ends and lock those in. And I don't use any glue or anything on the ends of it because y'all, the hair starts, once you start to wrap back up, it tangles into the other hair, and you don't have to worry about your ends coming loose or anything. So I learned that that method works perfect, and I didn't need any glue or anything else to try and seal the ends for my locks. Like, it automatically locks itself into the other hair. And yeah, for some reason this switch just kept getting stuck and I was pulling the hair. I had to apologize twice, but this was the only one that actually was doing it for me. I'm like, what in the world? But she said it didn't hurt too bad, but I did kind of snag it just a little bit. Once again, when I make it to a certain part, well, a certain place where I want it to stop, I start to wrap back up the lock itself to seal my ends. And as y'all could see, it's just more so repeating the same steps over and over. So I don't want to keep telling y'all the same thing and y'all hear it gets tedious of me repeating myself. So yeah, I just let y'all watch and, you know, catch on. Now I'm just showing y'all the finished product. I did add a few pieces of string in it. I think I have in my own like 4 of her dreads. You get to see those neat parts.